I wish I had a beer though.
You want me to pour a little bit of this? Hello, welcome. Thank you guys for joining. This is your boy Kwaydr. It's episode. This will be episode probably number 5, I think, of the podcast. And just thank you guys all for joining. And for those of you who have watched the previous couple episodes, I really appreciate the feedback you've given me. And yeah, just thank you guys so much. I appreciate the support. But yeah, as you can see, I have a guest here with me today, Mr. Michael Murphy, and yeah, dear friend of mine. We've been friends for 6 years.
It's gotta be at least
6 years now.
Something like that.
So yeah, been good friends for a long time, and it's kind of like one of those things that's you have a friendship, but you do these things that you're moving through your own life, so you kind of part ways and whatnot. And me and Michael, we've kind of not necessarily parted ways in being friends, but just in seeing each other in a while, because we're both on our own ventures, and that's why I brought him on today, to have him explain his adventures. So thank you for joining me. And
yeah, dude, thanks for having me. Yeah, just life's crazy, dude. Life's been super crazy for the both of us. I definitely agree with you. I feel like we've had our separations and like straight away, but yet when we reconnect with each other, it's like we never, left each other's side. It's pretty cool.
Nothing changed.
Exactly. It's just a true friendship. It's dope. But yeah, life is crazy. Life's been a roller coaster for me. Since I left Dutch, it's just been crazy.
Yeah, we worked together at Dutch Pros. We'll say that.
Yeah, that was super fun.
He was my manager.
Yeah,
and I loved working for him. He was a good manager. He was a really great manager. So
it was a great place to work. It was fun.
It was.
We had a great time, and it was a good job. But after that, I didn't really know what to do. Like, I hated college. Honestly, I was like, dude, college is not for me. Just like the typical schoolwork and homework and stuff, I just didn't make it a priority,
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. And one of my best friends too, Bear.
Yeah.
Bear was like, dude,
I know Bear. I went to kindergarten with Bear.
I know you know Bear.
I'm gonna have him on eventually, because
you need to get him up here.
He's great.
That's the problem.
And let's just say, I have some hot fucking friends, man. Cause like you and Bear, I'm like, goddamn, you guys are good looking guys. So good for you guys.
You are too, brother.
Thanks, bro.
Of course.
Anyway.
So anyway, Bear told me about this place, and he was like, dude, just go check it out. Like, you never know, like, they might be hiring. I was like, all right, cool. So it's this vinyl place, and I just had no idea what I was getting into. So I just, kind of worked.
Like vinyl wrapping cars.
Right. Vinyl wrapping cars, trucks. I wrapped a helicopter one time. Or, I mean, not a helicopter, an airplane. Sorry. Private jet.
Private jet.
It was a King Air. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're just gonna like slide that underneath, like it's not a big fucking deal.
Sorry, but
you wrapped a private jet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was for a World War II veteran. He flew some fighter plane, and we like replicated the King Air to look like that fighter plane. It was really cool. It turned out really cool, and the guy thought it was awesome. So, and that's the really cool thing about it, is like, I didn't really know what I was getting into, and then I stepped into this, and I'm like, whoa, like the application that you can do with this is like anything. Like, it was cool, super cool. I just fell in love with it. And I was just working long, hard hours, not really getting what I wanted to make, and eventually I started off and got off on my own, and I've been on my own now for, gosh, it's almost going on 2 months, dude. It's crazy how time flies.
And you mean going on your own by meaning you have your own business now?
Yes, I stepped out and started my own business, and
good for you.
Actually, I shouldn't say my own, because I do have a business partner.
Sure. So yeah, but the
yes.
idea stemmed from you having this idea, and your business partner essentially saw your your passion and your drive towards it. And
Absolutely.
and she wanted to jump so
I know
bad. I
she
just didn't want
did.
her to fall because it's like kind of a good distance down for her. But yeah, so you had a partner that like saw your drive and like your motivation, and he was like, "Hey man, I got a little bit of money in my pocket, so
Yeah, and he also had like the space. That was the biggest thing. Was he had a place for me to go and work, and that was kind of like he was basically trying to fill all of these places that he had
mhm,
for people, and I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, let's do it.
yeah,
So anyway, that's what we started doing, and kind of backing up before that. That's kind of like jumped ahead a little bit
mhm,
and give a little backstory.
you're fine. Do you
Um,
want me to pour a little bit of this in a glass? Quick?
sure, if you want
Okay,
to.
yeah, I'll be right back.
Um,
Go ahead and continue on.
yeah, no, you're good. So I basically to back that up a little bit, I worked really long, hard hours, just kind of learning how things work and how vinyl really works and what it was and everything like that. And then I found out that there was a certification for it, and you could, be recognized and be one of these top people, be a preferred Avery Dennison installer, basically. And it was really one of these things that I found out this test was like pretty hard, and I knew nothing about it at first.
Yeah, I remember. So actually, I could hear him. What's that?
Nothing, you're good.
I could hear him over in the next room. I wasn't too far away. I was just grabbing a glass real quick, but yeah, we actually had recorded a podcast earlier, and I didn't get it, so I don't know what happened. I just didn't record it somehow. It just didn't work out. I don't know what happened, but
No idea.
so, but yeah, we've basically gone through this before, and some of the things that he's telling me now, I'm like, oh, I like it jogs a memory, and I'm like, oh, that's great. I remember hearing that, and with the certification specifically, that was something that I remember on the one that we did prior that you like that was something that was really kind of a pain in the ass, and like
Oh,
and it was a struggle, man. It was really hard, and like you failed. You
definitely.
failed,
Yeah.
but you didn't give up,
hmm
and you
And the thing was, is like, I don't even think I told you this the last time. Uh, is I made it literally so close to passing.
mm,
Like, I was in the last terminal or whatever you want to call it of the test,
mm-hmm.
and I just basically ran out of time, and I was like, gosh dang it, dude, I hated it because I made it so far and it was so hard, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, now I have to go back and do this again.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Because okay, and also because the second time you do have, if you fail the first one, you
Mm-hmm.
have a chance to retake it within the same calendar year for free.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why everyone usually goes back and takes it a second time,
Yeah.
because it's free to just go back and take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was something. I tell you what, I was definitely pretty worked up about it too, because at the time, I mean, I wasn't making a whole lot of money,
Right.
and I was pretty stressed about it.
No,
Just
I
really
know.
pressing hard to like. I really thought like that was the only one thing that was gonna get me out of that place that I was
Mm-hmm.
in, and that mindset that I was in, and it wasn't good.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like when you're put into a spot like that where it's like you found that thing and it's like you don't quite get it. You like and you're like, oh shit, what do I do? Like I put so much time, I put so much effort into this,
Yeah.
and then but you did eventually end up.
Excuse me.
You're fine. you did up. You did end up eventually getting the certification
Yes.
after going back because you put in the time and the
Yeah,
effort.
after I failed the first time, it was just pretty hard for me. And I just really was like, I think this is something that I really want to do. Like, I got so close to doing it, and like, the certification was something that I felt like not going to college and not going to school, like I felt like that certification could be something like a degree in a way or something like that where it's like, okay, yeah, like you're good at this thing, like
Yeah.
you should do this thing,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And so
It's
eventually
like a calling from the universe, just being like, dude, no, even though it didn't work out necessarily this time, you know for yourself, like, the world needs me to be doing this kind of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
There's callings in life.
There definitely is, and things happen for a reason all the time.
Absolutely.
All the time. Like you're meant to go through the situations that you're meant to go through, and it's weird. And
100%.
sometimes you just don't understand it.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
It's gonna be good on the. No, I'm gonna love that.
Sometimes you just don't understand, and sometimes I just hate how negative I react to things. Like
Yeah.
when things don't happen the way that you like thought they would, and you react so, not to say like super negatively, but
No, I get what you're.
you know, they're not positive until like you finally switch your mind around and you're like, okay, what can I take away from that and be like, you know,
Yeah, dude, 100%. Because
well, like why did that happen and
Yeah.
what was it for? But you might not know, but what were the little things that I can take away from it? You know,
Right, yeah.
some little positives.
Daisy, we're not doing that right now.
No barking.
No barking. Daisy,
Hey.
will you grab her, just so she don't bark?
Stop that
My
shit.
my little dog trying to interrupt my podcast, and she did without being too frisky.
I know, gosh dang.
But we still love her. We still
We
love
love her
Daisy,
for it. Okay.
and we need more rave.
Yes, we
It's
do.
important.
Flashy.
We need more
I
of
love
that, dude. Also, little self plug. I'm gonna plug myself real
Fuck
quick.
yeah, dude.
Plug my butt real quick, dude. No, like, so I just dropped a DJ mix on SoundCloud, so I want people to go and listen to that. It's a Valentine's Day themed mix, and I tried to put in a lot of love songs with a lot of nasty bass to fornicate to. So yeah, dude, I want people to be boning to this mix. Like that's my goal. And and then
just goals, dude.
It's just,
I guess.
I'm like,
You know,
I'm trying to make
sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm trying to make the world very sexy.
Ain't got no problem with
And
that.
it's like you and I together, not you and I together. Like,
I know what you're
we
saying.
ain't swing that way, but it's like, you know, you and me in unity going forward in this world is it's beautiful, man. It's good.
Yes.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, essentially what I was trying to say is like
Where life is
there's so
taking
many
us is
beautiful
great.
people around us, and it's like, yeah, it's so beautiful to see.
Absolutely.
It's kind of
the connections that we've made with, you know, each other and other people and our friends and everything like that. It's just a family, dude.
He's falling asleep on me, guys. I'm
No,
not
dude, my
interested.
freaking face is I don't even know. Kind of itching.
No, it's all good. But yeah.
Anyway, where were we at?
We were talking about vinyl wrapping, then I started self-promoting myself because she interrupted us.
And she still is.
So yeah, we're gonna rewind back to the vinyl wrapping, and I forgot because I was gonna actually intro with the self-plug stuff so I could get that out of the way early, and it's kind of weird to do it in the middle of the episode.
No,
but,
you're chilling.
You know, I got to do it at some point because I do have to
Exactly.
promote myself. So
Right.
And yeah.
100%.
So anyway, dude, tell me more about you because we're promoting you, right?
Oh, please.
Dog outside.
What the hell were we talking
You were
about?
talking about your rapping and then going through the trials and
Oh yeah, so okay, after I failed the first time, it was just really hard, and I was like really trying to figure out what I could do to like try and make some more money, or just get to the point where I could make more money. But I wasn't truly focused on it because ultimately
on making money, or is that what you're saying? Okay, sorry.
I knew my ultimate goal was to eventually make more money,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that in order to get there, I needed to work and learn and just bust ass as hard as I
level up.
possibly. Exactly, level up.
Yeah.
my term was be liquid.
Yeah. Be liquid, flow with the world.
Exactly. Just
Yeah,
steady flow. Like just moving always.
sure.
Able to conform to anything.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a good way to it's a good way to live.
Yeah.
It really is to try to just move through, like let things flow through
Dude,
you
I'm
and
not even like kidding. Like the vinyl like does a lot of that shit where it's like you can really get into
like a flow state.
Dude, it's
It's
crazy.
like back when we were slinging bean together, man.
Yeah.
Like you and I, we could flow together.
Bro, like this shit is crazy. Like you need to give it a try sometime. I need to show you some stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It really is just it is an art form. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
It's crazy, but
takes a lot of skill and it takes a lot of talent to be good at it. And
It
you were taught by
definitely does.
somebody who was very talented.
Absolutely.
At it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I give all my credit to them for sure.
Well,
Because
what was that guy? Who was that guy? Because he's somebody you hold pretty high in regard, and
the
guy, who was like your instructor down at your school.
Oh, yeah, Justin Pate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Justin
Master,
Pate.
I call him Master Pate.
Justin Pate and Charlie Trujillo. Those were my two trainers, and they. Oh, actually, and I can't forget about Ryan Allen. He was
Okay,
another
Yeah.
guy. All
Yeah.
three of those guys.
those are people you want to shout out for sure.
For sure, dude. Those guys, quality guys,
Hell yeah!
definitely.
So
Like,
shout out those guys.
they, and like honestly, I want to say like they're able to see like talent like without like I don't even know. Like when I went down there the first time, like I was 8 months in,
Mm-hmm.
and Justin Pate like said something to someone that after my test was like that guy's good. Like he's gonna be back.
Mm.
And then sure enough I was, and it was just it was cool. But
Yeah, no, that's like a
like 8 months in,
validating
hearing that
thing.
from someone who like this guy freaking rapped. He rapped buses for like hip hop, rap star, country music artists, like their full tour bus.
yeah.
He would do those in like 2 days, and he would travel with the different guys and change the raps like every 1 to 2 days.
Oh shit,
This guy's rapped literally everything
That's
you could
insane.
possibly think of, dude.
that's wild.
And I was just like, that was pretty cool. And it definitely struck me a little bit after I failed to be like, that guy thinks that I'm pretty, like, not to say that I'm good at some, like, or anything, but
No, you are.
It definitely-
don't say that, man. You gotta build yourself up, man. You are good.
for sure, but
You are good, bro.
You know what I mean?
I do. I
I'm
do
a-
know.
I try
but
to be humble
no,
because
it's not about. See, that's not being humble, though.
yeah, I
Like
know.
saying you're not good at something is not being humble. Knowing that you're good at something and saying I am good at this, and saying it in that way, and not being like I'm the best at this, because there's no best at anything really.
I mean,
but-
yeah, there really isn't.
No, there's no perfection in this world, man. And that's the thing, is like we got to find beauty in the flaws. And you saying that you're not good at this, man. This is your job now. You found a business. Don't tell me that you're not good at this, man.
Right.
Like we can't be self-deprecating like that, man.
Right.
We got to build ourselves up. It's
No,
it's
you're right.
super important, because that's been my problem for years now, man. It's like I've been like I'm not good at music. I've told you like I'm not comfortable sharing my stuff.
Mhm.
I didn't feel like I was actually good, or even like, all that. And then I realized I'm like, hey, my stuff might not be the best, but it's like I'm working towards being better,
Right.
and I'm putting in the work and the process and the grind. I'm enjoying a lot. And it's like I spent 4 years before I even felt comfortable enough to put something out.
Mhm.
And before I felt like I was like, okay, I can say now that I feel like I am good at this. I'm not the best at it, and I'm not trying to be the best at it. But I'm trying to have a good time, and I'm working really, really hard towards something that I really love.
Right.
So don't tell me that you're not good at this shit, because you love it, you're good at it, you made something of yourself out of it. You met these people that have this this vision of you and see you as being good in this specific thing. And yeah, it's like, dude, don't be negative on yourself, bro. Like you are good at what you're doing.
Right.
And I want you to feel that, because the moment you feel that truly in yourself is the moment that like the doors just open up. And like, as you can see lately, the doors have been opening up for me a lot more, because I'm putting myself out there and I'm not worried about being perfect. And it's,
Absolutely. No, 100%, dude. I totally agree with you. 100%.
I just had to say that because I Daisy's gonna go chill behind me. She likes to be my little lumbar support. But yeah, but I had to get on that positive note tangent, because it's like, dude, I want you to believe in yourself, because I've seen your work. I've seen your work, dude, and it's like, you are very talented. Don't tell me you're not good at what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So with that being said, proceed.
So anyway, kind of after I failed and he said that, it definitely lit a fire in me to be like, all right, you need to go spend some time, figure this shit out, and really just like buckle down and try and get this, give it another shot and see what happens. And in the meantime of all that, I kind of ran into my business partner now.
Mm-hmm.
And things were kind of just in the works. Like, I kind of just talked here and there about ideas and plans for a while still working at my other job, and didn't really know what was going to happen, and had no idea what was going to happen. Then eventually we found this printer.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, dude, this printer has like it's like a great deal. It was like $9,000 under retail value. We were like, hell yeah, like there's no way. Like, this is the one.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right. So then we rushed and we sped
You're
as fast as
rushing.
we could. Yes, as fast as we could to get it and get it here as fast as we could. So we did, and it showed up. And then in the meantime, things were like cooking with my business partner currently. Like, we were like really trying to move things along and try and get things here and coming and ordered while I was still working at my other job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then he got word, and I was like, see ya. And so anyway, like literally the next day I went to my business partner and was like, all right, dude, it's time to start this thing up.
Yeah.
And
Let's get it,
yep. And so then from there I like started working freaking, dude, 24/7, and like that's what I work now. I'm like, people don't understand, like, when you get your own thing and people actually say you work 24 hours a day, like, you literally work 24 hours a day. Like, work never stops.
No,
And it's great. I love it, honestly, like, taking that on. And another thing that, like, I feel like for me personally that I don't like to do is I never, like, when I get comfortable in something, things just start to really get negative for me in a way.
They get mundane, kind of.
Yeah, and like, I don't even know how to like explain it, but like my attitude just toward life just changes, and I just
get a little pissy. And
yeah,
it's like, you're
weird.
like, everything just kind of, you get like frustrated for like at the littlest things for no reason. You're like,
Absolutely.
why am I so upset with this?
100%. And I feel like the only way that for me to change that aspect of my life where I was at before was to just like really get out and do my own thing and take on that stress of like working 24 hours a day and whatever comes with it, like I was like, I just want more. I just feel like I want that. And it's
and
been
who
great.
doesn't, right? And I mean, I guess that's not true, not everybody does, but it's like, you and I are both very driven people.
Absolutely. It takes a very driven person to have that mindset, for sure. And, and we both have it. And a lot of people in our friend group have it.
It kind of goes with like our social medias too. Like both you and I like took a break from social media pretty much. Like I was posting here and there, but then just but like you and I was pretty not on it too for a while. Mm-hmm. And then as of recently, I'm like,
I remember when you deleted yours for a while. You remember that? Back when we were working at Dutch. Yeah, remember you like deleted everyone, and then you're like, Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't add you back.
Yeah,
Or some shit like that.
there's still people that I'm like adding back, and like I'm like, they're like, wait, you weren't following me? I'm like, no, I literally unfollowed every single person that I
You're
was
like, yeah,
following.
my bad.
Huh?
You're like, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, and I like, yeah, people got like pissy at me for that. I'm like, dude, I just like, I wanted to refresh my feed because
Right.
I was like, I'm seeing so many things that I don't want to be seeing, and and it's funny because like you have the power to do that with your social medias and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I did
Social
that,
media is
and
crazy.
it is. But recently, I've just been like having fun with it, and I'm like trying to be
It's
a
awesome.
goofball on it, and I'm trying to be like, because I used to be really really good at it because of like the goofy like fun person that didn't go through all these like traumas and heartbreaks and stuff like that, and
Right.
I'm like, holy shit, like I remember kind of now what it was like to be in that like state of mind when I was like a 16-year-old boy, when I was just like the happiest in life, like no worries in the world, you know.
Dude, yep.
And I'm like, I don't know what happened or what like triggered in my brain for that to happen, but it's like also I have the experience and the knowledge that I have now, so like I'm wiser, and it's like I care more about people because I just cared about myself then, and I'm trying to care more about myself and be more self-loving now. But yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. It's, dude, that was deep.
Yeah,
I really don't even know how to add to that.
I mean, you don't have to. You add anything because you add value to life in just being here, my friend.
Ah, thank you.
It's
And
it's cool.
so do you.
It's cool. Like, yeah, I'm
Bro,
not taking life too seriously anymore, and I took it so seriously for so long because I had to, because life was very serious for me.
I agree with you.
You know,
I feel like
and it's like, you know what? Now I'm like,
that time,
I just like broke through this wall recently. That's
I
like,
agree.
yeah, dude,
It's so weird.
I'm so proud of you, bro.
Dude,
Like,
it's
I'm so
so
proud
weird.
of
Like,
you.
looking back, you're like, why in the fuck did I stress about all these?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like there are stresses in life. Don't get
But-
me wrong, but it's like, dude, I'm like, fuck you, stress.
Yeah.
Fuck you, anxiety. All this. I've had like 3 anxiety attacks in the past like 2 days, and like I called you.
Yeah.
I called you during one of them because I thought I was just like. I thought I was having like some sort of like blood sugar thing happen or something because I thought I was gonna pass out.
Yeah.
And so I want to tell this story real quick. If
Yeah,
that's
do
okay.
it, please.
So I'm like, because I had drank. So I guess I'll tell you the story. So we were talking about working really hard on things.
Yep.
That mix that I had just dropped. uh, I I got off of a FaceTime call after I had gotten done with my last podcast with Dale at it was late, and I had to work super early the next day. And so I had FaceTimed with this lady who I hadn't talked to in a really long time, and it was really great to catch up with her. And we talked for hours. And okay, cool. Are you about to head out? So yeah, I was just gonna say too, because I'm gonna get on like actually this is perfect timing for that to happen because I
Perfect.
was gonna get onto like some solo stuff for a
That
minute.
works. Yeah.
So yeah, I actually to let everybody know what's going on, I I wanted to do a solo episode today, and then Michael, he hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, like, do you want to hang out?" And I was like, "Hey, actually, I was about to just do a podcast on my own. Do you want to come over and re-record the one that that I unfortunately fucked up on the first time?" And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And
Right.
then he's like, "My girlfriend, she's at a party or whatever, so I'm gonna go pick her up probably in the middle of the episode. So I'll be gone for probably like 10-15 minutes,
Mhm.
and he's gonna come back with her, which I'm gonna have her hopefully as a guest on a future episode." And um so yeah, basically he's gonna go grab her, and I'm gonna switch this to a solo little cast
Intro.
for a minute, and I'm just
Solo
gonna move the
transition.
mic over here and just stay where I'm at, and it'll just be like kind of a blank space over there
Oh,
for a
okay.
minute.
I
Also,
will be.
do you guys want to grab some beers? That'd be great.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna change this real quick, and thank you. All right. So yeah, um, I was FaceTiming with this friend of mine that I hadn't spoken to in a really long time, and I, you know, we'd spoke later than we'd wanted to, but it really inspired me to get that my Valentine's Day mix done. Excuse me. It inspired me to get that done because I really wanted to. I don't know. I'm driven to put things out there that I find are really beautiful and really awesome. And like my DJ mix, I'll like kind of explain it to you guys. So I started it off with a song that's a remix that I did, and then the second part of the first song, I guess, because it is technically the same song, but it's not because it's my remix. And then the second drop of it is a remix by a really, really great producer by the name of Nosphere. So shout out Nosphere. And I just thought that they worked really well together. And the fact that I had found it and it was a free download on SoundCloud, which I love those. um, yeah, it's like perfect to go together with that. And then I knew that those two songs were pretty heavy, so I wanted to bring it into like a more like kind of spacey, weird, like wobbly song to kind of give some contrast. And I found a great song to do that with. And that's the thing is like my DJ sets, I'm gonna put DJ sets out that I have like a couple of my originals, but I'm really trying to also promote other people's music too. And because there's a lot of really great producers that obviously I think are better than me, but I'm trying to put my stuff in there to see if it even sounds good. And so these are all the things I was thinking about while recording this mix. And um yeah, so I'm working on it, and I look at the clock on my cuz I lost track of time, and I look at the clock and I had to wake up in 26 minutes for work. And I was like, "Oh shit." So I was like, I'll hop in bed real quick and I'll get in like a 10-minute nap. Uh yeah, that turned into me waking up at about 6:30 and calling my manager in basically tears cuz I was like, "Oh no, I missed work. Shit." And he's like, "You sound like shit." I was like, "I feel like shit. I like barely slept." And, cuz I got like 3 hours of sleep still even then. And so it kind of made for my weekend to be a little bit weird. Um but yeah, essentially it's like I I don't feel too bad about it because I'm working really, really, really hard towards my goal of touring and becoming a DJ that actually is like, you know, followed. And because I think too, like, yeah, I just really like to have a good time. I plan on making a video to, like, I'm gonna dance to my mix. I'm gonna do a quote unquote interpretive dance where I'm just acting like a complete goofball and just, because that's how I'm trying. That's the person that I am, and for some reason, it took me forever to remember that. And I just took myself so seriously for so long, and now it's like I don't take myself all that seriously anymore. And like I was so focused on being cool. Really, unfortunately, I was so focused on being cool that it took away from my ability to actually be cool. And like now it's like all these things that I'm doing, if it just feels good to me, and I just feel like so much more open and like free to the world. And like yeah, it's great. I'm really happy about the progress I've made because it's been a long time coming for me to feel this way. And I feel I'm getting very, very much better at talking to people with this podcast. And I'm very thankful for all of you who listen to this. You guys really like keep me going, and it feels so good being able to share who I am with everybody in this world, because I do feel like I'm a very special like person, and I'm also finding like so many other special people in this world that mean just absolutely so much to me. There's a lot of gratitude in my heart for the people that have inspired me to be a better me. Um, I've made a lot of friends online recently, which feels weird, but they've been very, very kind to me, which feels nice. And I had specifically this one friend that I connected with through the interwebs recently. Um, I can't remember her name, but she is a absolutely beautiful, beautiful human, and she lives in like Georgia or something like that. And she just like, her and I started talking, and I shared my music with her, and she's like, I really like this. I would really like to get you out here to play a show, because I have a lot of friends that would really, enjoy seeing this. And I thought that would be awesome. I would, because I've never been there. I want to see what it's like out there. And the reason I mention this woman specifically is because she said something that really hit my soul in like a very like humbling way. And I'm gonna butcher exactly what she said, probably, but essentially she she was like, your energy is felt throughout the universe, and like, there I see so much potential in you. Like, you have a specific like quality about, this is like, I guess, my interpretation of what she said to me. You like, you you like, yeah, you're basically like, you are deserving in this universe, and like the universe deserves you. And it really spoke to me. It really hit me deep. And she mentioned something about vibrations. And like, vibrations are something that I've never really like thought about. I mean, I guess I have, because I think about like sub bass vibrations and stuff like that when I'm making songs. But and vibrations, just, I guess, in the sound spectrum, because that's vibration as well. And like with me talking, these are vibrations into the world. But I've had these really strange moments the past couple days where, like, it's like anxiety attacks, like I was saying with Michael earlier. I forgot. It's like circling back to that. I'm sorry. Um, I yeah, like, had this episode where I thought I was like about to pass out, and I like drank some water, and I sat up, and I had just like taken a dab a little bit before this, and I just felt really, really, really weird, like super dizzy, and just like lightheaded, and like my stomach was just like trembling, and like my whole body was like shaking. And I was like, my whole body was vibrating, it's like, and that moment kind of like scared me in a way, but it was like kind of like an ego scare, which was so crazy, because I called Michael, and I was like, "Hey, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I'm about to pass out. Like, if you're not busy, could you run me by a sandwich or something? Because I don't have any food in my house right now." And when I called him, it was funny because it took a couple rings for him to answer. And when he answered, he he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he could hear it in my voice when he said um, that I was like trembling, like in my voice. I was trembling, and I was like, "Hey," like really shaky. Hey, man. Um, I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, I feel really lightheaded, and I already told you the story, and that's kind of how I was like talking. And he um he's like he's like, I'll be there in like a couple hours if that's okay. And I was like, shit, dude, like, and I kind of need help now. And I was like, do you know anybody else I could call real quick? And Dale, the beautiful Dale from my last episode, he um he was out golfing, so I wasn't trying to bug him, but I did call him, and he suggested things to do. And um sorry, I gotta think real quick. I and then I like drank some water. I've managed to find a little snack in the cupboard, and I sat down, and I called like a couple different people, but then I just like laid there for a second, and I was like, no, it's okay, I'm all right. Just like calm down, just settle down real quick. And I'm like, I've had anxiety attacks in the past, but and that's what I mean by this whole vibration thing. It's like my body was trembling and vibrating, and my anxiety, that's what was causing it, because I had 4 cups of coffee with no food and a monster energy drink before this, because I'm insane for some reason. And yeah, it turns out that'll give you an anxiety attack. And but this is like the first time I've had an anxiety attack that didn't like really like crumble me, cuz every anxiety attack that I've had before this for the past 2 3 years has been like, I'm bad. I'm really bad, and I don't know how to handle myself. I don't know how to take care of myself. And like, I was so much more calm, and like knowing about these vibrations that this beautiful um I want to say her name is like I don't want to butcher it. I don't even want to like say that, but I'll share this with her, and she knows who she is. She's wonderful. But yeah, these vibrations that I feel, it was like the universe speaking to me, that's like kind of like, hey, your brain's having an anxiety attack, but you're actually, it was like my body was kind of having one. And I've been a lot I've been able to manage my mental state a little bit better recently, that I guess that anxiety just felt like something else. And then I had that same kind of thing happen today when I went into this gas station to grab this tall boy here. I went in there, and there was these like 2 guys that I just I just felt this energy about them. And I hate to even, because I didn't know them, and I feel bad because I don't know. They could have been fine, but I felt a really just weird energy about them. And so I made sure to kind of like be hesitant and keep an eye on them, and like, not in a weird way, I just like made sure that I knew where they were in the store in case anything dangerous happened. And I mean, nothing dangerous did happen, thankfully, you know. But I think it's also a good thing to be aware of your surroundings at all times anyway, you know. And I think with trauma, you do become like hyper aware of your surroundings. And but yeah, so but I just it was crazy because I was behind them in line, thankfully, because in a situation like that, it really scares me. And it doesn't like scare me like too bad, but like it worries me a little bit if there's somebody behind me in line that I have these types of like vibrations around that I like to be behind them because then you can see and you can avoid situations. But yeah, so fortunately enough, I was behind this this group these two guys, and they they leave, and the moment they walked out of the store, it was crazy because like my body started like kind of shaking again, and I was like, fuck, am I having another anxiety attack? And because I'm aware now that that's what that was. And I was like, yes, I am, kind of. And I've gotten pretty decent at like when I'm starting to have something like that happen, like what I can do to like not have it happen in public. And I um uh shit. Talking about this kind of like gives me anxiety. Uh wow, this is the first time that I've ever actually like not known what to say. But I guess yeah, winding it back is anxiety's a bitch, dude. It really sucks because that's like now I'm all like thinking about that. And it's been a long time since I've let it like take control of my mind. And see, that's another thing. I no longer let it control me, and like it like tries it like basically it'll like come in and basically like smack me in the side of the head when I don't really expect it or want it to. Well, obviously nobody ever wants it to. But it'll just like happen randomly in like the most weird situations. But that whole perspective kind of like got me thinking maybe these vibrations that I feel about certain situations is like it's keeping me safe, just from potential hazards, because like even though it wasn't even like a hazardous or dangerous situation, who knows what anything can turn into anymore. And I think these vibrations are really positive in me being able to be the person that I want to be because I can read situations a little bit better. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know much, but I'm proud of myself for becoming a more happy, go lucky, less care about what people think about me, more care about what I think about me kind of person. And yeah, and it's amazing because for so long, all I cared about was like, oh, I want people to like me. And it's like, if you want people to like you, that's not really gonna make them like you. But you liking you and just being who you are as a person, the people who you want to like you will like you. I hope that benefits some of you guys. Honestly, this whole podcast really benefits me. It's it's really nice, and I'm I'm grateful to be able to share myself with the world, and the world starts sharing itself with you, which has been really beautiful lately as well. Like I've had a lot of people, yeah, I think I mentioned this on the podcast with Dale, but yeah, so many people have been like responding to me with their struggles since I've been more open about who I am as a person on the internet because it's funny to me too because like yeah, I'm being like really open on the internet, which seems like such a stupid thing to say, but it's like it's I used to be a lot more, and then for some reason I was just like really closed off, and now I'm like I want the world to kind of know about me, and I want to share my story, and I want to be a part of people's lives because I think that an interesting person, and I find that a lot of people I've come across, I'm like, you have a really beautiful and insane or like crazy or just like anything. I find people's stories so interesting. And I I love that a lot of people have asked me like, "Can I be on your podcast?" Like I or I'll ask people that are interesting to me if they want to be on it. And now that I have a couple episodes out there, it's like I started doing. I stopped talking about these ideas that I had because I always wanted to start a podcast, but I never started a podcast. And now it's like I'm doing it, you know? It's like I have 4 episodes. Now this will be 5, I think. Yeah, this will be 5 out. And like yeah, I'm proud of myself because I'm now doing the things that I wanted to be doing. And even though it's not being listened to by a ton of people, I really couldn't care. And that's the freeing moment about it. You know, it's like for those of you who do care, it means so, so much. And you guys have been letting me know that you do care and that you listen. And I've just gotten basically free therapy out of it. And, I mean, maybe that sounds bad, but I haven't been able to go to therapy because I haven't been able to afford it. And I mean, that's a struggle for a lot of people. Like, you know, financial anything is just a pain in the ass. But well, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna check my phone and see if Mr. Michael is coming over at any point. Oh, that's wonderful. People are inviting me on, and see, that's exactly like one of those things that I'm saying is I haven't been invited to go out in a while. And one of my friends who listens to my music and supports me, he just asked me if I wanted to go out with him. And I might because shit, I I'm trying to have fun, I guess. I'm trying to go live life again, so I might do that. Is this well, I guess I don't want to cut this early because I think Michael should be coming back, but he left like half an hour ago. That'd be a little awkward, wouldn't it? Hmm. I'm not sure what to do here, I guess. Oh, actually, I wanted to talk about something real quick. I just remembered. Black holes. There was like I don't know if I mentioned this on an earlier episode or not, but black holes. Also, it feels maybe a little awkward probably to people watching that there's just like an empty chair here, but we can just imagine that you're the guest sitting in the chair, all right? And but I'm telling my story and you're just sitting there like, yeah, yeah. Okay, but black holes, dude. So yeah, space used to give me like really bad anxiety as a kid. I've had anxiety, I guess. This is something that I've learned with me going to therapy and stuff like that. Is that I've just I have like deep rooted anxiety, and the first time I remember having an anxiety attack was in 3rd grade. And um where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So space like always freaked me out. And because like my like 3rd or 4th grade teacher, he he's like uh he mentioned that like 2012 was supposed to be the year that the world ended. Not something you want to hear as a kid. in like that grade. But um yeah, so space always really scared me. And then I just recently saw this post about like this photo of a black hole, right? And I'd seen photos of black holes that they have from, because there's a couple that have came out in the past. But this one, they were like, the reason we saw it was because the stars on the other side. So I was like, wait, there's a black hole. So it was like a ring, basically like a ring through, and then there was like another set of stars that was like basically like offset from the stars that would have, like, it was like basically it seemed like a dimensional portal. And so I was like, wait, so are black holes just dimensional portals? It's like they're not really black, just basically like we can't really see the other side of them until we're like brought through them. And so when I thought about that, I was like, wait, so did the world end in 2012? Which is, not my original theory. So I've seen that and read that before somewhere else on the internet. But it like made me think. I was like, maybe we went through a black hole on like in 2012 on that day, because I remember, this is crazy, and this is how I feel like I'm connected, and like the universe is all connected in a certain way. And then this may be a stretch, so hear me out. But um on that day that the world was supposed to end, I was playing a basketball game, and one of my good dear friends, Austin, he tore his ACL in that basketball game. And Austin was a very, very, very talented athlete. And when he tore his ACL, that put him out of the rest of our basketball season, which was his senior year of basketball. Which basketball wasn't his main sport, baseball was. And with a torn ACL, his position in baseball was a catcher. And you need to have a strong knee to be a catcher. You got to squat a shit ton. It's like you're always standing up and down. And so that, like, he had prospects to go and play college baseball. And unfortunately, because his knee, he couldn't really play too well his senior season. If I can remember right, my apologies if I'm not remembering this correctly, but let me just say it impacted his baseball career pretty pretty bad, and made it so he couldn't really go play at the places that he wanted to play at. And this, I think, really weighed on his mental, well, actually this definitely weighed on his mental health a lot more than he let people know, because unfortunately he's another one of my friends who took his life, and this was 2014, I believe, 2014 or 2015. It was my freshman year of college. I know that. It was my first semester of college. So yeah, that, it's like, these things that like set you back, you can't let them impact you so hard. It's like you gotta just keep going. You gotta keep driving. You gotta know that there's a reason that happened to you, and there's a reason, and the reason that happened to you will probably drive you into the next part of your life that will be what is going to make you you. And feeling these vibrations around me, I'm like starting to feel almost like a vibration from the world. And it seems like the world is starting to love me, because I'm starting to love me. And I don't feel too bad about that. And I felt so bad about like wanting to promote myself or wanting to do any of that type of thing. I'm like, I don't know. For some reason, I felt nobody would care. And it turns out I am more interesting than I thought, I guess. And I'm thankful for all of you who I've been able to meet along the way and who I'm going to meet in the future. Those of you who have like helped me carve my path in my future. And I'm hoping that I'm shaping yours in a better way by being a part of your life. So, I think so yeah, that's an hour. Um since Mr. Michael's not back, I'll probably just wrap it up here, and I'll say thank you to him for joining me on this episode. Um, and thank you guys again for listening. I appreciate all of you. Um, I'll get him on another episode so he can explain everything a little bit more because I think he's a very interesting person. And to anybody who wants to be on, let me know. I mean, and don't think that if I don't respond, it's the like I don't think that you're interesting or anything like that. It's just like more people have been asking, so I do have like a couple guests in line. But like if you got a story to tell and you feel like this is a platform you want to do it on, I love listening and I love talking. So yeah, this is another episode of Kicking It with Kwaydr. Thank you all for joining. You're all beautiful, wonderful pieces of stardust that belong in this universe. And I'm happy to be a part of all of you. And I'm happy that all of you are part of me. Take care.